Here.
I am Dominitrice Mccalley.
Okay, Dominitrice Mccalley. Nice to meet you, Dominitrice Mccalley. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna let's start off from the beginning. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Humboldt Park.
Humble Park.
Yes.
Humble Park.
Yes.
So, one, how was it growing up in Humble Park? Because that's a predominantly, more Hispanic area, more Puerto Rican people. So, one, how was it growing up in that area?
Well, growing up in Humboldt Park, it is predominantly Puerto Ricans. However, I consider Humboldt Park, since I was born and raised in Humboldt Park, it was more like a melting pot growing up in Humboldt Park.
Okay.
So you had, African Americans, Black people like myself.
Yeah.
You have Puerto Ricans. You also had Asians. You had white people there as well. So it was like a multitude of different cultures in Humboldt Park.
Okay.
In fact, my parents told me one of the reasons that they moved us to Humboldt Park was their appreciation for all the mixed cultures in Humboldt Park.
Okay. See, so I guess, I was so when I kind of discovered Humboldt Park, I was going around there when I was like around 18, 19 years old. And for someone my age, a Black male, it just wasn't the best area to go. Even when I kind of went around, there, I think, one time for like the Puerto Rican festival, the parade. And yeah, I kind of made a turn down the alley. It was me and like 3 other friends in the car, all Black guys. They was like, no. The dude was like, hey, y'all got to go.
Really?
Yeah. And so I'm like, you know what? I would take heed to your advice. You do not have to tell me twice about that. Okay, so now let's talk about a little bit about your upbringing. Were you both parents? Were you raised by both your parents?
Yes, up until the age of 13, shy of 13.
Okay.
Yes. Up until the age of 13, my dad was federally indicted. Yeah. So then after that age, I was predominantly raised by my mom in a single parent household.
Your dad was federally indicted.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Oh, something just got in my eye. I guess I don't remember if you ever told me that.
Yes.
Federal, for how long?
Oh, up until I was in my 30s.
Really?
Yes.
Really? So how was that, and how did that impact you?
It negatively impacted me. However, just like the Phoenix.
Okay.
Of course, I went through a lot of obstacles. It impacted me and my siblings as well as my mom.
Okay.
Negatively, because we was used to a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
You talking about we were sheltered. However, we were sheltered for a good reason.
Okay.
Because of the lifestyle my mom and dad chose to live by. That would be revealed at a later
Yeah. Okay.
But because of the change in our lifestyle, I resort to like looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
I also had to grow up and help take care of my younger siblings, which I love my siblings.
Yeah.
But it also allowed me to like grow a little bit of resentment, as a child. So I began to rebel. Okay. So that caused a lot of tension towards a lot of relationships I had, like towards my mom, even towards my dad, and the law enforcement system, I'll be honest, which is one of the reasons why I decided to pursue my education in legal. Okay. So going back to your question in terms of the reason why, my impact in terms of, the way I was growing up, it was good, but at the same time, it was hard. Yeah. It was really hard because, I had to start working. I was a teen mother. I experienced homelessness. I experienced domestic violence. I experienced the lack of many things in my life. But it also allowed me to grow and learn from different things as well. My mom taught me how to become strong and rise. She also taught me that I am supposed to be strong for my younger siblings. Mm-hmm. Also not to tolerate certain things, and to also rely on my education to become better and stronger. Yeah. And that's why I have this huge appreciation for education, because of my mom and my dad and my grandparents. Yeah. And they told me that was my best way out of becoming the version that I wanted to become.
Yeah.
But I will say, you know, when my dad was federally indicted, um, we lived in CHA housing.
Okay.
You know, my mom worked in nursing. She took retail jobs. When I got pregnant at the age of 16, I also was not only working, but I also continued my studies in high school. I ended up taking Saturday courses at Malcolm X College
Okay.
while taking care of my daughter and my younger siblings from my mom. And a lot of people don't know this part of me, you know? So it was like continuing building on my character while still being a teenager, while still being their big sister. And then trying to be an adult, building this relationship with my daughter's father.
Yeah.
And also being a teenager, trying to find my place in this world.
That's a lot of responsibility. My mom, she had me at a young age too. She had me at the age of 15. And when I hear stories like yours, it allows me to give her more grace because I held a lot of resentment with my mom. When I first kind of met you, you know, doing the personal training, my mom had just died later on in the year 2019 from a drug overdose. And a part of me before then, before she had died, I was just really angry with her. But when I hear stories like this, it's being a mom at that young of an age, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't. When I became a dad at the age of 25, it was very hard for me. So I couldn't even imagine at 16. How many siblings are you? The oldest?
I am the oldest.
You're the oldest, and how many siblings do you have?
I have four.
Four
now,
siblings.
Raised in the same household with my mom, I have three.
Okay.
So it was two little sisters and then my baby brother.
Okay.
And then, of course, my mom, she also took care of a couple of my cousins. So it was all of us in one household.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you were pretty much, when mom was off working, you was like, had to run things, including having.
Yes, cooking, doing laundry. We're talking about taking loads of laundry bags to the laundromat, walking like a block to wash clothes. We're talking about doing groceries and preparing dinners for my younger siblings.
Yeah.
These are things that I had to like learn like quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for both of my grandmothers because when they were available in town, they moved in and assisted my mom with taking care of us during those periods of time.
Yeah.
And even some of my aunties, they also came in and they also provided shelter and support for us during those times too.
Good. Okay.
But most of the time it was just my mom and us during those times. And we had good times and my mom laid the foundation. So I give all the support and kudos to my mom because I know it was hard, you know? So, and I appreciate her strength during that time.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes it was misplaced. Because me and my siblings, we was like, we don't get it. We don't understand. Why is she making a big deal out of it, you know? But, you know, as an adult, you tend, like you just said, you find that appreciation for your parents.
Yeah.
And you understand, now I know.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Now I get it.
I get it. Now I understand.
Especially especially as your kids start to age, the teenage years. I look back on, you know, my grandfather, the things that he had to do. He even after retired, he was being a minister of his church, still having to take care of his church. He was still getting up in the morning. He would take me to school, take me to basketball camps, practice, and part-time job. And I'm like, dude, he's in his 60s. And so it's a type of resilience that had to be, you know, instilled in you for you to be able to have those things. Would you say that your mom is your biggest inspiration?
Yes, I would have to say that, along with my dad and my grandparents, because you may not know, but my mom had me when she was 13.
Wow.
And then my dad, he was 17. So they've been on their own taking care of us as young parents since that age.
Yeah.
And they've been on their own. And they only knew what they thought was best as caregivers for 4 young babies.
Yeah.
So they only made choices and decisions to take care of their family. And the lack of resources that was afforded to them, Back in the day, you think lack of resources exists now? Imagine the lack of resources back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Imagine it.
No social media, no cell phones. All you had was the phone book
Yes.
and your feet to go and get it done.
Yes. And my dad came to Chicago from Hot Springs, Arkansas,
Wow.
when he was 6 years old.
Yeah.
6 years old.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a Southern boy coming from Chicago to Chicago.
Big city and completely
Culture
different.
shock.
Yeah.
Culture shock. You get what I'm saying? And my mom, she was born and raised in Cabrini Green. So you put them together and they're just doing what the best they can to raise their family.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me ask you, with you, your mom had you at a young age. You had your daughter at a young age. As a mom, during those teenage years, did any of that kind of start to come to the forefront, like early pregnancy or any things of that nature? Like what steps or what was the mindset around raising your children once they became teenagers to, because I feel it's like this thing's like, we don't look. I think as we get older, we definitely don't look at our children as mistakes. We look at them as blessings. But it's also as like, look, I don't. It's that things like I don't want you to make similar decisions that I made, and it's not because I don't. I love you, and of course, and I see that you're a blessing. But it's also as like I don't want you to have that early on responsibility like I had. So how was it navigating that when your children started to come up to age?
Oh wow. So a few events occurred in my life. So when I had Valencia at the age of 16,
Yeah.
Yes, I went through a lot, especially with Valencia's father. And me and Valencia's father broke up when she was 2 months old because it was just a lot of things that I just could not understand.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, this is not what I want. But this is, she's here.
Yeah.
So now I just have to, I have to deal with it and decide what do I want to do going forward.
Yeah.
So with that being said, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. I am going to raise my daughter, finish school, and go to college and make the most out of it. And I had my mind on that agenda. That was my strategy from that point forward.
You saw that road moving forward.
That was it. That was it. So then when I met my ex-husband, when we started dating, he didn't have an issue with me having my daughter. Valencia at this point. She was like maybe 10 months, 11 months old. And he knew, my goals. He knew I wanted to go to college. He knew all my aspirations. He knew all my dreams. But he also knew I was going through a lot. He knew I was fighting, as we call it, these demons.
Yeah.
The trauma bonds. Yeah. All the stuff we go through, right?
Yeah.
But he was still willing to, be on my side. Like, okay, let me get on the side of you. I'm gonna walk with you. Because I guess he saw something in me and he was like, okay. And I was like, okay, I don't want no kids. I want no more kids. Look, that's what we say, right?
Yeah, that's what we say. Yeah. God's plan did a little different.
There you go. There you go.
God's plan's a little different.
Long and behold, I was blessed with a beautiful baby boy.
Yeah.
My son. And I was like, I'm still going through my plans. I still went through, as soon as I graduated high school, I went straight to college.
Yeah.
I worked while I was pregnant because I was determined. Because I really did not want my children to struggle or have to go through anything that I had to go through. My mind was made up.
Yeah.
And I just did not want my children to have to face or to mirror anything that I went through.
Yeah.
And not to say that it was my parents' fault. That's one thing I put in my purview, that I would not blame them.
Yeah.
And I said my kids would not know what I went through, but they would know what I've experienced because they would not have to hear from nobody, not the streets or anything. They would know my story from me directly.
Absolutely.
So my kids know everything about me, everything. And with that being said, I went through college. I made a plan. And we ended up getting married because of all the things I had in place.
Yeah.
And I just set my mind on it. And went to church. So I try to do things by changing the narrative. So
Yeah.
whatever I did not see, I put in place. And then, I don't know, I would say God and the Holy Spirit
Yeah.
start putting like mentors in place. Started bringing people around me that was speaking life into me and showing me a different way of life. And I was like, oh, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never thought to consider that. Like balancing my credit, or balancing my budget, fixing my credit,
Yeah.
managing the household, doing groceries the proper way so my kids could be fed a good nutrition and be healthy. Teaching my children, I got that from my mom, my dad. So my mom and dad would sit us all together, me and my siblings, and do our homework and make sure we, would do our homework and like, let me check your homework.
Yeah.
This is what they instilled in us. So I instilled, some things I took with me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Their mannerisms, but also included with their mannerisms. Let me know if I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
If somebody rub you the wrong way, advocate for yourself, but do it respectfully.
Yeah.
If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. But make sure that you're not being led by your emotions. And if you feel like you're being led by your emotions, you need to check yourself. So let's pray. Let's meditate. These are things I try to tell them to keep in mind. They might not get it right all the time because we're still working on some of that stuff. And I'm going to be honest with it because sometimes I have to check myself. I'm like, are you tripping? Are you tripping?
Yeah.
So I have to remind myself as well as I have to remind my children, like, hey, y'all acting too much out of your emotions. And I have to tell myself, maybe it's me. I'm overthinking it because I can't overthink a lot because of everything I've been through.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to check yourself. So some of the things that I was taught by my parents as well as the school systems, the church system, as I would call it, domestication.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't look at it that way. We've been domesticated from the womb, and in different realms of life. And I know that's a weird way to name it, but it is what it is. It's domestication. And even in our different relationships. So I try to speak that into my children. And I also tell them, also learn for yourself. Read books.
Yeah.
Listen to podcasts. But also don't change the way you are. So I want to circle it back because I want to make sure that I raise them to be the best version of themselves so they won't bleed onto other people.
Yeah.
But also break generational curses.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can say that so far, neither one of them has repeated teen pregnancy.
Okay.
It stopped with me.
Yeah.
They all graduated high school.
Yeah.
After me. They all attended college. And they all are aspiring young adults.
That deserves a hand clap for itself because that's a lot. I mean, by you just taking those, just saying that, look, I don't care what's thrown in my way. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to school. I'm going to college. I'm going to have my career. And they got to see all of that firsthand. You set the bar up here for them.
Yes.
And now these things have become everything that happened. Is non-negotiable.
Yes, and they were able to see that through my sickness. They were able to see that through relationship issues. They were able to see that through adversity. They see me in all of my wholeness, my children, and I allow them to see that because I don't want them to see, hey, you have to be perfect and have it together. No, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all together. As long as you get up and keep trying.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they tend to get it twisted, like, oh, you got it together. Oh, no, I don't have it together. Mm-hmm. As long as even if you have to pivot, even if you have to like dust yourself off, as long as you keep going, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
And my children, they're able to see me in that capacity, and that's important. But I also tell them, do we give up? Are you going to keep going? Okay, you stand down too long. Get up.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not having that. And they always tell me, Mom, we don't got time for another motivational speech. Oh, well, get time. You got some time today.
Yeah.
We got time today. Let's do it.
Right. And sometimes you need it because, like you said, it's like it's okay to have those moments where you're down and just give yourself a little grace and just say, you know what? Today, there's just some days where I need not to do nothing and just rest my mind and rest my body. But there does have to come a point. It's like look, you're getting to the point where now it's mental health, mental health can start creeping in because
There you go.
you start staying in that bed too long. That's signs of depression. You're unmotivated. You want to do anything. You're not exercising. You're barely eating. You're not getting any sunlight. And now it becomes more of an issue. Now you really start battling what we call the demons.
Yes.
So those so sometimes it's like mom got to step in and say, hey, no, I got to look. And if you don't want to hear if you don't want to hear from me, let me send you some motivational YouTube videos.
There you go. And a lot of people, there's like, your parenting is like, it's non-traditional. Like, I get it all the time. I get it all the time. Like, I'm like, I really don't care what you think. I don't seek your validation. So here it comes. Nina, you too headstrong, because that's what everybody got. Nina, you too headstrong. It's working.
Yeah.
It's working. If it's working for me and it works for them, we're good. Don't worry about what we got going on over here. Worry about yourself. What you got going on? So they're like, why are you like this? Because I am who I am.
Yeah.
Worry about yourself.
Yeah.
and it's like, why do we have to have this conversation? Either jump on a bandwagon or do something that's going to help you. And sometimes we get caught up in what you're doing or how you're doing it. But are you elevating?
Yeah.
Are you too busy focused on the next person's move?
Yeah.
And that's why you're not elevating, because you're so focused on the next person and what the other person's doing.
And sometimes that can happen because it's like, if you're too focused, and I have to check myself at other times. Like, don't get me wrong, I love to help people wherever I can come in there, but sometimes I got to check myself. Are you so focused on trying to help other people, give other people advice? Is this your way of kind of avoiding the things that you need to get done for yourself? And sometimes I have to like really check myself when it comes to that. Like, dude, look, and especially if it comes as unsolicited advice. Don't get me wrong, I always like to see the potential in people, and I want to help bring the best out of them. But sometimes I got to step back and say, dude, you're coming off like a parent that no one asked you to be, and I need you to go ahead and do what you need to do for yourself. Get yourself in a position, be the example, and then others will follow.
Yes.
So now I want to get into, let's talk about career, because you do a lot, have done a lot, and still are doing a lot right now. Yeah. So let's talk about your career path. Like, so what did you end up graduating from?
So a few places. Okay, so I have graduated with my associate's degree from Career Colleges of Chicago.
Okay,
which is also in science.
Okay.
Then I later attended Robert Morris College, where I got my bachelor's in business administration. Mm-hmm. I also pursued my master's in higher education from Robert Morris University. Fast forward, I also attended Illinois Tech, where I'm also pursuing my master in policy administration.
Oh, wow. A lot.
And I also have many certificates and so many things. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, so career-wise, what has been that work path? I remember when I did meet you, you were working as paralegal, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about that work and the companies that you have worked for and the type of work that you did.
Okay, so for the past over 20 years, I've worked in the capacity as a paralegal, which is that Dee Butterfly is specialized in paralegal services and administration services. And I've worked for major law firms, and I've done consultant work. And that basically along the lines of legal research, legal writing, legal operations, contract, policy writing, doing dashboard, business operations, and all of this centralizing in now in my business operations. Mm-hmm. I help entrepreneurs and business owners basically make a huge impact in their operations. That's how I like to generalize it. Because you cannot be your best if you don't have the systems in place that you need to perform your best.
And trust me, I'm learning that firsthand. I'm learning that firsthand. And you're like a one-stop shop. I remember I came to you a couple times and just asked for like, hey, do you have any resources for this? Are you able to help me with this? And you hit me back like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like you already got a file. You know what? I'm just gonna send them this whole little folder because I already got that prepared for these type of questions.
Yes. Yeah.
So I remember when we talked a while ago, the company that you were working for a while, like doing a lot for them, but they eventually, like, I don't know if they terminated your position or.
Yeah, I was laid off. So I was actually working for the university.
Okay.
And at the university, I started working for the university in 2012 as a part-time paralegal.
Okay.
And I was promoted several times at the university. So I went from a part-time paralegal to a full-time paralegal, then to a senior paralegal, then to a senior paralegal and a compliance role. Then they advanced me to their assistant director of community engagement.
Okay.
So that was my last position working for the university.
Okay.
And then the position was eliminated due to DEI issues and budgeting. Yeah. And actually, my last year working at that university was back in 2023.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And so from then on, it's been yourself.
Yes, just me.
Freelance.
Just me.
The Dee Butterfly Effect.
The wonderful butterfly effect.
Okay, so tell me, when did Dee Butterfly come into effect and what prompted you to start to venture out on your own?
You know what? A lot of people don't know this, so I share this with you. The Butterfly has actually been in operation since 2017,
okay,
while I was working at the university.
Okay.
So the Butterfly Effect has actually been operating since 2017 on a part-time basis. So I formed the Butterfly Effect on a part-time basis because it came off a recommendation from one of my clients that I always used to do business for when on the weekend and in the evenings.
Yeah.
So like, hey, Dee, we know you're working full-time, but can you help me do this?
Yeah.
Can you help me do that? Do you want some extra money? I said, yes,
right.
Why not?
Right. I know how to do it already anyway. So
yes, of course. So I continue to, perform these services. And this was while I was working full-time at the university. And one of the attorneys that I was assisting, she was like, Dee, you do so well. Why don't you just form your business legitimately?
Yeah.
That way, if anyone continues to, seek your services, you could file your services under this business, and then, you could report annually. And I was like, I never considered that. I said, because I have a full-time job. So I did not know if I would be able to commit to this business.
Yeah.
So I sat on it, of course, and then I started like playing with it on social media.
Yeah.
Went on Facebook. Went on MySpace.
Yeah.
This was MySpace, So I put it on MySpace. I put it on Facebook, and I was like,
just to get a little, just to get a little feel. Who's gonna take the bait a little bit? Let me see. Yeah.
So eventually, I'm like, I'm getting some traction, So I'm helping real estate agents. I'm helping other attorneys. I'm even helping like individuals with resume writing. So even interview prompts and helping them get dressed for interviews. And I was like, and they're really taking my advice. They're landing jobs.
Yeah.
I'm helping firms organize their law firms, their brokerages. And I was like, this is really good. Doing walkthroughs, help setting up, firms, different things like that. I don't want to sound redundant, but so in 2019, I ended up, forming my business.
Okay.
Yes. When I formed the business, more people came because, social media and then the pandemic. Yeah. Everybody went virtual.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
it went virtual.
Yeah.
So then even when I got laid off from my job, I went full-time. So by me landing full-time, more doors open.
Yeah. And it was like you were just, like you said, you already had your systems in place. It was just pretty much flipping the switch and saying, you know what? Now I'm all in on me. Yes. And it was like, and I think that's the thing sometimes. Sometimes it's like you got a glimpse when you were doing the part-time, you had a glimpse of the potential of what it can be. And sometimes it's like, hey, when that door is kind of closed, and if you won't close it yourself, companies, unfortunately, they'll close it for you, and not such a nice way.
Yeah. let me tell you, even when I got laid off, so I'm sitting here talking to the HR rep. I said, but you guys could just switch me over to another role. This is a university.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's time for you to go spread your wings.
Yeah.
Literally.
The
And I'm
butterfly.
thinking,
It's time for you to become the butterfly. Yeah.
and I was like, and you know what? It almost like all the signs were there.
Yeah.
Because I would have conversations with different people throughout the university. Everybody knows me.
Yeah.
I've been there for almost 12 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, Dee, you've been here for almost 12 years. Why are you still here? You're so young. You know, people think I'm a student working at the university. I'm like, no, I've been here for 12 years. I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
like, no. It's a, no one stays at a job that long. The most is 2 years. Like, why are you still here? So I'm like, whatever, you know, not thinking none of it. So it's funny that you say that.
God was like, look, man, if
let me show her. Let me just kick her out.
She is playing. I don't, you know, I'm like, I'm trying to, you know what? Don't even worry about it.
She ain't getting it. She ain't getting it.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I get it. I done did this before. Some people need a little extra, you know, but, you know, one, I'm definitely glad that though everything is working out for you. Initially, when I met you, you know, your energy, you know, your light, just the positivity, like that, all the things that you've experienced in life, you're still able to smile and you're still able to laugh. Like that says a lot, right? The next thing I want to talk about is you also work with nonprofits as well.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about the nonprofit work you do, and also, is there any type of nonprofits that you work with that are more that serve as a deeper passion for you? Some that you like, you know what, look, I don't care what they need, I'm going to come ashore for this type of work.
Oh, wow. Why you do that? Why you do that? Okay, so, wow. My goodness. Okay, so, yes, I do a lot of work with nonprofits.
Okay.
Well, of course, I'm doing a couple of projects right now, Eldrin, I shared with you.
Okay.
So right now we're working on a couple of things, of which is going to cater to the Elgin community.
Okay.
The youth and young adults. So I'm looking forward to it. It's very exciting for me. So I am going to give them a shout out.
Yeah, do it.
Hey, Pon, Beautiful Potential. And we're also going to do Sis Speaks. And she's going to do a beauty and wellness school.
Okay.
So that's like a programming to, you know, promote education as well as wellness.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to launching that business.
Nice.
But going back to your question in terms of the nonprofits that I serve in the communities, and specifically and in particular, the West Side community.
Okay.
The West Side community of Chicago and the surrounding West Side communities of Chicago, because I'm from Humboldt Park.
Yeah.
And to me, Humboldt Park is the West Side.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well as Lawndale, the United Center area as well. Those communities is real close to my heart. And the nonprofit organizations, it does not have to be a particular organization as long as it is serving the young adults as well as domestic violence. Gender neutral, because men go through domestic violence and women go through domestic violence. That's very close to my heart, because I am a survivor. As I would call myself a thriver. Because
I like that.
You know, it's only the grace of God that I'm here.
Yeah.
I was nearly beat unconscious on my prom night. And I've overcome a lot of things that a lot of people don't know. So that's a nonprofit organization that's close to my heart, of which one of them is called MFF. MFF.
MFF?
Yes.
Okay.
My Fearless Future.
My
which
Fearless
is
Future.
Organized and owned by a dear friend of mine. Her name is Chantel Branch.
Okay.
Yes.
Chantel Branch.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I would say, to answer your question, that would be it. One.
And you know what? I'll ask you this: what? Because it's very tough to going through those situations. One, you're in a position where you're afraid to leave. You know, when you know the situation is not going good for you, you know it can cost you your life when you try to leave because of manipulation, narcissism, all of these different things. What would you say to anyone who's in a situation like that right now that wants to get out and is just going down the path that because it's not too much I can speak on because you know I've never seen it personally. I never seen those type of things within my household, um, and people they don't like to speak up about it.
Yeah.
So if you have any wisdom to share, any advice that you can give anyone that's going through that, what would you say?
I would say, from experience, what I would say, ooh, don't ignore the signs. Seek help, and there's resources, and don't decline the help. And take baby steps
Yeah,
because it's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle. Be patient with yourself. Allow yourself grace because even the ones that's closest to you that you think have all the answers, even sometimes they don't understand.
yeah,
They don't understand.
yeah,
To even be in that situation, a lot of people don't understand. And they're like, oh, wait, you liked it or you enjoyed it or you should have known better. No, those are not the answers. And no, that's not the way to respond.
it kind of shows a lack of empathy.
That's the lack of empathy. And then, and not only that, you're pushing the person more into that person's comfort.
Mm,
And that's exactly what happened.
mm, wow. So since we're kind of on there, let's talk about how important it is for having supporting friendships and making sure that you keep, like you say, you started attracting people in your life that started speaking life into you.
Yes.
How just speak on the impact of having supporting friendships and surrounding yourself with people that can empathize with you and that can pretty much just want to help you in those type and just want to help you in any way they can.
So it's learning and having that spirit of discernment because you also want to be mindful of that because you will have people that prey on you. Oh, people will prey on you.
Yeah.
Because of that. People could feel when you're. I don't want to say you're weak, but it's almost like you are weak.
Yeah.
And you're seeking like support.
Yeah.
Or people prey off that, like, oh, we can get over on her or him,
Yeah.
so to speak. So it's being mindful of who you can open up to, and you'll know your people if they're not like too pushy, if they like want what's best for you, and they're being genuine,
Yeah.
and they're constantly circling back and seeking like, hey, your refuge.
Yeah.
And they like, hey, we care for you. We want to be here for you. And they have no motives. They just want to be there for you, to be that navigation for you, to make sure that you're protected and make sure that your family is protected. And I can tell you without a doubt that I can count on like one hand my circle for the past 20 years of people like that. Not even blood family. Like even the things I've encountered for the past 7 years, even with the end of my marriage and going through divorce. I was technically married and single at the same time. And that by itself, people don't talk about that either and what I went through.
Yeah.
It wasn't physical abuse. It's more so emotional abuse.
Yeah.
And and I'm not going to sit here and say that I was a victim in that, but we both played a role in that. And accountability goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did it hurt? Yes. Did we cause each other pain? Yes. So it's knowing who you can trust and how they make you feel. But it's going to be hard to navigate that, especially if you're in a vulnerable state, in a hurt state,
Yeah.
because it took me some time. I was angry. I was upset. You remember we just talked about this in the beginning of our conversation. I had a lot of trauma I had to deal with,
Yeah.
and we didn't even get to like all the
Yeah.
deets of all the things I went through. But I had to navigate all this and determine who was for me. And I had to learn some hard lessons.
Mm.
And I had to go through pain, and I had to go through heartaches, and I had to go through rejection, and I had to go through isolation. But it helped build me to the woman I am today. And I didn't allow it to break me. And that's why I said that even like nonprofit organizations, you have to know who, because even some people that operate nonprofit organizations, some people are not so kind. And I work with people,
Yeah.
even people in private organizations. Some people are not kind. All people are not kind. Some people know how to put up a front.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be honest and brutal. Everybody has their good days and everybody has their bad days. No one's perfect. Nobody have it all together. None of us do, including myself. But it's learning. It's learning how to navigate this world.
Yeah.
Learning who to trust and who to open up to.
Yeah.
And I would honestly say I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't because for God.
Absolutely.
And trusting myself and all the spiritual people He allowed around me, because God is my source.
Absolutely.
And that's why I go God crazy. I go God crazy. Yes,
Yeah.
I do. But I'm a firm believer in it. I'm
Yeah.
a firm believer because if I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I would not be here.
Yeah. And it's also about just knowing that, understanding, like, even through everything that you experience, right? It's like, you know that God has a purpose for you, right?
Yeah, right there.
It's like that. It's like the inner knowing. It's like, you know what? I don't, like you said, I don't care what is thrown my way. I know I have to get to this finish line. It's going to be more finish lines, but I need to get over these hurdles. I need to get over these challenges because I know it's more waiting for me, because there's no way that,
I've been at ground zero.
yeah,
Only way is up.
Yeah.
It's like I already know how it is to be here. So what's the worst that can happen?
yeah,
I've experienced near death.
yeah,
I've been like basically brain dead. I've been, beaten. I'm sorry, I don't care. I've been raped. I've been homeless. I've been, in bad relationships. I've suffered miscarriages. It's like I've been through the worst. I've been laid off. I've been fired. I've been rejected by family and friends. Like, what else can you do to me?
What else? What else you got?
I mean, what else can you get? Like, give me your best shot. I fought before. I've been in drive-by shootings with my father. Like, what else could I possibly go through? Like,
Right.
so I have no other choice. Smile and get up. Smile and get up.
Yeah.
Smile and get up. Smile and get up. I've been divorced. What the heck? Only thing I have to do now is live. Live.
Yeah.
And face it. If it's a bad day, oh wait, I'm breathing.
Mm. That's powerful. That's powerful. That's powerful. I don't even know what else I can say to that. Is because it's obviously I didn't know all of this, and so
That's okay.
I just gotta, because I mean, for me, it's even right to be able to know you, right? And every time I met you, nothing that you were experiencing affected how you treated other people. You never, like when we were doing the personal training, you never came to the gym and were an asshole to anybody. You came and you showed up. And it's like, this is nothing. Me doing a workout is nothing. I probably got 20 other things on my plate, but I'm going to, because that's one, is even through all of those things with your children, the responsibilities, you still have to make sure that you have things for yourself and you're showing up for yourself in those type of ways. So yeah, I can't do nothing but applaud, and I'm just so thankful that you're here and that, that you were able to get through all of those experiences and you're still able to hold your head high. And not only that, but you're also lending your hand to other people, because you definitely could have wrote off the rest of the world and said, you know what, I didn't have many people helping me to get through mine, so why should I help other people? But you never let
No.
that get to you.
No.
That's powerful.
Yeah. Because another thing is, now that when you say it like that, why?
Yeah.
I know how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many times I was alone and I felt alone? There's many nights I cried.
Yeah.
And that's not a great feeling. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
So I'm not about to allow somebody to be alone and feel that same way.
Yeah.
No, why?
That
defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
If I have the time and the breath in my lungs that God gave me, I'm going to do what He called me to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And to me, that's selfish. It's very selfish. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
This is my perspective.
Yeah.
To each his own. But this is the way I feel. This is my perspective. This is how I feel. This is how I show up.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's ironic. Not funny. But people ask me all the time. And somebody asked me this yesterday. They said, Dee, we see that you support and you help people all the time. Who's going to support you? Who is going to help you? Who's going to broadcast your business? Why don't you show up for yourself? Why don't you broadcast your own business? Who is going to take care of Dee? I said, Dee's taken care of.
Absolutely.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
My time will come.
Absolutely.
And then
your time is here.
I said, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm taken care of. Let me do it. I got this. Everything's good. God got me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it reminds me, I don't know, I can't remember where I heard it from. I don't know if I heard Steve Harvey, Eric Thomas, another motivational speaker. But it's the things that you go through are not for you.
No.
They're not for you. They are not for you. And I think when we take those things personally, those are times where I feel next time we're gonna have to pick a better location.
They probably just came for the cigar.
Right. Nice bikes though. But the things that we go through, they are not for us. And I forgot what I was going to say. I'm not going to lie, they throw me off, but I mean pretty much it. But the things that we go through, they are not for us. They're for other people. And people have to see us as an example. And then we have to help those same people that are going down that same path as us and to try to help redirect them. That's what I feel. It was something else I was going to say. It might come back to me later, but I won't dwell on it just because. Just because. All right. Now, just a few more things. So now, one, if people want to work with you, what type of services are you looking to provide?
Oh, wow. So, I said paralegal services.
Yeah.
However, as you know, like I said, my business have expanded its operations.
Yeah.
So with that being said, not only do the Butterfly Services offer these extravagant and great paralegal services.
Yeah.
I also offer business operation services.
Mm-hmm.
I do grant writing. I also provide contract writing, policy writing, research, legal research, as well as mentorship services. I also have a book. I am an author where I have a journal. I have it with me. I do.
Yes, bring it
and
up.
I got it for you as well, a copy for you.
Oh, okay.
I will be launching my biography, of which some of the things we talked about. That's why I said that.
Yeah,
Disclosed.
Tell them, hey, get the book. You want all the rest of the good stuff? You got to get the book.
Yes.
Got to get the book.
So, that's that. Well, I hope I got it. Look, I'm like, where is it? I got everything else in here but it. And it's in the car because I put it in the bag because I was going to take it in the lounge.
That's fine. I'll make sure that we get a picture of it up on there.
Yes, okay.
I'll definitely make sure.
Okay.
All right. Last few questions. And these, I just like to ask these type of questions.
Okay.
Because, to finish things off. What would you say to your younger self?
I would say give yourself grace as well as your parents.
Mm.
Yes. As I mentioned earlier in our conversation.
Yeah.
You know, even though I am who I am today because of, you know, the lack of grace.
Yeah.
However, giving myself grace as well as my parents, a lot of things that I've went through in terms of the strongholds, even the experiences that I went through, you know, because I asked a lot of questions.
Yeah.
If you don't notice that, I asked a lot of questions.
Yes. Asking questions is good.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good when I was growing up because my mom like, do this. But why, mom? Why I have to do this? Or why I have to do that? Why are you doing this, mom? So I used to ask a lot of questions, even after I had my daughter. And I know it probably didn't sit well with my mom, and that's probably one of the reasons that caused a lot of strife. But it was also the delivery and my tone. Yeah. So it came off like even you mix in my temperament and my anger and my bitterness.
Yeah.
So now that I'm a grown woman, I'm 40 now. So now I'm able to speak correctly. I'm able to deliver things a different way. Yeah. So people it don't come off as hostility or resentment. You know, it's more so I'm looking for clarity. And I hope that it comes out that way. So I would say grace and be patient. Yeah. Okay. Because I was trying to like rush it. Like, I can't wait to leave. I got all this responsibility. Like when I get out, you're just gonna have to worry about me, my daughter. Yes. There you go. But now it's like, you know, now I know. Like your mom she definitely needed you during those times. There you go. Your siblings needed you during those times. Yes. And like even like, because I have a conversation with my other son, me and her is like, we were like this. And, you know, for whatever reason, we just sort of like drift apart. And, but she shared her heart with me. She said, you know what? We really needed you before you left. And this was around a time where I was homeless. Yeah. And I was like, well, me and mommy weren't on best of terms. We couldn't agree. And she kept kicking me out. And she was like, but we needed you. I needed you. You know, I had to pick up all of your responsibilities when you left the house. Yeah. And I was like, well, what was I supposed to do? You know, me and my mom was beating my butt all the time. You know, like I'm not used to that. I mean, I'm used to getting whooped with a belt, but now I'm a grown woman getting punched and bagged in the corner, and I'm like, Mom, you know. But it's because I wasn't the best daughter. You know, I was my mouth was all a little slick at the mouth. Yeah, you know, and I couldn't handle it. So she said, "You want to be grown? Go outside. I'm gonna teach you how to be grown." And I was like, okay, all right. So my sister, she expressed that to me. Yeah. And I was like, I'm sorry. I said, but we're grown now. You still have that resentment towards me? So, yeah. So that's why I said grace and patience. Absolutely. Because some people, it takes some of us longer to forgive. Yeah, absolutely. I'm still working on it. And it's even sometimes where you feel like you have done it. It comes to something that triggers you that you didn't even know that was still up in you. Man. like, where's this at? Yeah, no, I get it. You heard, I said, man. Like, ooh, you have to do that meditate. I'm like, let me go for a walk because, I thought I'd get over this. And you realize, like, I really didn't get over this. I need to go pray. I need to go meditate. I need to go write journal. I need a therapy session. Taking like, hey, all of it. Hey, code red. All of it. I need all of it. Yeah. All right. So my next question. Yes. Now I ask you, what would you tell your younger self if you were able to have a conversation with the 20-year version of you from now? What do you think that person would say to you present day? Oh, I think she would tell her to me now. Yeah. She would probably tell her she's proud of her, but to fight more and be more braver and not be afraid.
Put yourself out there.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Because you know, I was like,
yeah.
And then I'm like
it's like, hey, you
it's like double dutch.
You don't see what all you done did?
Yeah.
Like, what do you skip? You have nothing to be afraid of.
Yes.
Like, you don't conquer so much. It's like, why are you, ma'am? You know?
Yeah. So like it goes back to where I said I'm not afraid of anything, but at the same time, it's like I like performing in the background. And then, so I had the same conversation with a couple of my girlfriends.
Yeah.
And they said, Dee, but you're not made for the background.
You're not.
And I was like, what you mean?
I don't think you are. Yeah, I don't think you are. You know, like that's between you. Is you in between?
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah,
I don't feel that you are. I think just everything that you've done, your story, like it's some people. I'm not saying some people are given a harder path so they can have more, but it's just like the story deserves to be told. Like people need that inspiration, that motivation, and they need to know that, hey, it's someone out here that went through similar things that I'm going through now, and I still have a lot to live for.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's confirmation.
And, yeah.
Like, all this week, I'm serious for the past week. And my literally we was at IKEA and we was having lunch and she was like, Dee, I said yes. And she's like, what you afraid of? And I was like, I ain't afraid of nothing. What are you talking about? She said, so why you ain't pop out yet? Like, you're supposed to be in the front. And I was like, what are you talking about? I am. Like, she said, no, you ain't. You holding back still. You're holding back. I said, no, I'm not. Everybody see me. They know what I'm capable of. She said, no, they didn't see everything yet.
Yeah, take the risk. Gotta take the risk. And trust me, I get it. It's like, well, hey, I look. So I'm getting excited for you. And look, I'm ready to see you. You know, but like I said, I'm just so proud of everything that you're doing now. From the moment I met you to where you're at, like, you know.
But you always said it too. You said it. You was like, Dee, use your voice, Dee. And I was like, really? This is who I am. I'm an introvert. And you was like, okay, all right. But you always be like, okay.
Yeah.
So you say, I was like, I think you got me mixed up, right? You was like, nah.
Yeah, it's you know, I think, you know, God gives certain people gifts. One of your gifts is that you're very approachable. You're patient. You're easy to talk to. You're a people person. There's not a lot of people like that. There's some people that have made it in business and they are terrible. They are terrible when it comes to talking to people. So it's like, if it's a gift from God, I see that, you know, and I have to tell myself this at times, you got no choice but to use it. All right, last question. If there's anything, right, if there is anything that you need or could use right now during this time, what would that be? Business-wise, resource-wise, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What is that? If I could put that on my platform and send like a beacon, a message out there and said, my good friend, she needs this and she could use this, what is that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know it might make you think a little bit. The helpers are not used to receiving help or asking for it.
Man, a couple of things come to mind, but I was like, where do I start? Well, I'm just gonna go off the list since you made the request. I'm sorry. I'm not used to. I'm not used to. So we need sponsors for the business that we're setting up in Elgin. We really do. We need sponsors. We're trying to set up a podcast studio as well as this beauty and wellness shop, and it's to promote the community in Elgin.
Yeah.
So we do need sponsors. So if anybody willing to sponsor, please help. We also need assistance. We need personal assistance, especially leveraging several businesses. So if you need experience,
Yeah.
please come and help us in Elgin, as well as me personally. I need an assistant. And any funding, we're looking for sponsors for business funding. Yes, we're all women, women owned. So yes,
Amazing. Well, I'm glad you can answer that. Some people ask that question, but it's good to know what you do need. It's good to know what you do need. And look, we're putting it out in the universe like God will provide.
yes,
God will provide.
yes. Please, we need funding.
All right. Now, last thing, tell people again, just go ahead and tell people about your journal, about your book. When can we expect that? And also tell people how they can get in contact with you and find you.
So I have my book, which is Dee Butterfly Effect. It's about ongoing healing journey for teen mothers, but men can also read it too. So do not let the title catch you off guard. My biopic, which is my life, will be out by the end of this year. We're also working on a podcast and a movie, which will be about three sisters coming together, and we're narrating our stories to life.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be
You've
great.
been hiding.
It's going to be
You've
great.
been hiding this stuff.
It is going to be great. I'm telling you. So be on the lookout for that. So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Both of my business profiles is The Butterfly Effect. That's my business profile. But my personal page is public on Instagram, Dominitrice Mccalley. And my Facebook page is Dominitrice Mccalley.
Amazing. Well, I thank you so much for taking this time to sit down with me, letting me interview you, and just sharing a little bit about your story. I cannot wait to read the book to just dive in. One, because don't get me wrong, I am a little bit nosy, but I mean, again, just with looking at you, looking at who you are, and just giving me a little bit about what you told me, like, it says a lot. It says a lot. I'm so proud to have met you. I appreciate the things you helped me with, and every time I pick you up, D, I need this. Are you help me? So look, if y'all want to look, hey, when y'all know what y'all want, you come to her. She's going to get you. Now it's going to be up to you to act, but you got to do the work.
Yes.
But thank you. I am so proud of you, and I wish you nothing but continued success and growth. And I hope that everything you have asked for on this platform comes to you quick and fast in a hurry.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Ray, for having me.
Absolutely.
And it's a pleasure to serve, Ray, and to be on this podcast. Thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah. Until next time.